Hey dumplings, it's Dave Decide. Today I want to get into this alleged body shaming and talks of Jennie pregnant. There's a new video floating around and I have thoughts. I also want to get into Jungkook and his private information being leaked. So hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Grab your dumpling, tea spilling mug merch, and let's get into it. So let's talk about my hubby Jungkook and his private information. I was shocked and not shocked when I read about this, and maybe you feel the same. It was recently reported by several news sites when people were on a trip to South Korea and specifically Busan. I think it was like a flyer that was given to people, and it was a map of the popular areas in Busan, and this included the usual fun stuff or place you visit and why you should visit it. Perhaps people weren't even in Busan when they got the flyer and were just using the flyer to determine if there was any reason to even go. And this would make more sense in a little bit. People were very shocked when they saw on the map BTS's name and of course Jungkook's name. It was written apparently in Korean that they had Jungkook's grandma's address and old home there. It was specified that she no longer lives there, but I did find it very weird that it was even listed here as opposed to any other celebrity in Korea. There's plenty of celebrities that grew up in Busan, and why not list them as well? But more specifically, it's the most strange to list Jungkook's grandma. This is something that his grandma likely cherishes, which is this home that I assume she has lived in for many years or her whole life, or even this home that Jungkook has lived in for many years. But what was most troubling was that it was Jungkook's family that was being stalked and their personal information published very publicly. Because Jungkook signed up for this, he wanted to be famous and all that, but a grandmother, that is likely not how she would like the rest of her life to go. Like if she chooses to visit that neighborhood or go to any of the stores in the surrounding areas again, she has to make sure she is not seen because she could be attacked or mobbed. Or simply, she has to make the decision that she cannot meet the community she has known for years in that area anymore. Of course, it's not as bad because she is not living there now, but it's still pretty invasive. The map was allegedly created by the tourism board in that area, and the goal was to drive more people into Busan with something more fun to look at. Allegedly, the person in charge put out a statement to say that they didn't just seek to make the map informative, but also fun, and they wanted to include something like this. I understand where they're coming from and what they're thinking, but it's not correct. Back a while ago, if you went to Hollywood in California, you get a map of literally celebrities' homes. Like there would be a map saying where Brad Pitt lived or whatever. I believe after a while and a lot of celebrity stalkers, they got rid of this, and perhaps even a lot of celebrities complained. It was like the first time that people realized celebrities were human and needed privacy. But that mentality of celebrities are just fun and cool things to look at is still prevalent in today's culture. And especially with the culture of oversharing on social media, you really feel like you know the celebrity well. Now, my personal opinion is this could be a mistake, and maybe with the recent backlash, they wouldn't do this again. I am not entirely sure if they took it off or reprinted the map without it. However, it allegedly had disturbed the quiet neighborhood, which is a problem. I'm not even entirely sure how they got that address. And that's the thing is Jungkook's grandma is not famous. What are you going over there to see? It's one thing if the home is now a museum, is it? Because that's a different story. People online were saying that Jungkook or HYBE should sue or take legal action, and that is completely up to them if they want to do that. But I don't know if they can. Since Jungkook's grandma is not currently living there, this wouldn't fall under doxing or anything like that. It's just a vacant house. It's similar to how an address of an empty home is listed on Zillow for sale and everyone can see it and visit it. It's now public property sort of. So it doesn't break any rules. It would need to be removed once someone buys it though or lives in it. But if the company who made the map bought the home, then at that point they can do whatever they want with it. People were upset. I can definitely see why, but there's nothing to do. This definitely got pretty big and probably did increase the amount of tourists going there, which I guess was their goal. Many things on social media kind of take a leg of its own and go super viral, but there's been a lot of viral TikToks lately on one particular video that could be an issue in many different ways. I'm not entirely sure how it went so viral. This video that I am talking about has 18 million views, and the video basically captioned that we should not believe what we see about a K-pop idol because it's photoshopped. So the video starts out with a magazine cover of Jennie and we see her flat stomach, and then it is compared to a video of Jennie dancing and you can see her belly looks different. I think this message on its own is something a lot of people on social media have said. Like magazines like to Photoshop and put an unrealistic standard out there. To say that K-pop is the only one that does that, I don't think that's true. But people were talking not just the video, but the whole account, to say the whole account hates BLACKPINK. So this video is more body shaming shaming than being informative. People were taking this video and claiming that Jennie looks fat or whatever, or that she is pregnant with G-Dragon and this is her baby bump. I don't have to talk about how offensive that is because most people don't have a perfectly flat stomach and it's difficult to achieve. To look at Jennie and then shame her for not having a super flat stomach because she's either bloated that day or she's just human and has organs, this puts a standard out there that in the world that if someone does look like her, that they need to be shamed because that is ugly. But she still looks amazing. The claims of her being pregnant or fat is so damaging not only to her, but anyone who has watched this TikTok and think that they are either more fat than her or just not as attractive as her in general. Also, I think we need to know that every celebrity we see on TV or whatever, we should not compare. You look at a celebrity and say, wow, they're so beautiful, but at the same time, that beauty feels obtainable for you because it's like 1% better, like their waist is just an inch smaller than yours. That's the problem because that 1% is nearly impossible to get, and let me honestly break it down for you. Celebrities will have either their label or their own money to hire nutritionists and personal trainers to watch everything they do, so that's expensive. But fine, let's say you can afford it. Can you also afford the amount of time they're spending working on your body? So this is their job, meaning the time you're spending in an office or school, they're working out on their body like it's their job because it is. But okay, fine, let's say you can do all that. Then some celebrities will also have work done. I don't think Jennie has, but other celebrities have. So some body parts that simply can't be cut through a normal workout can be operated on. That is expensive too. Then they have makeup artists who define abs or make jawline better or whatever. Then a professional photographer who knows how to capture the celebrity in the perfect lighting. And then Photoshop on top of that. All of that is to achieve the 1% slightly better looking version of a normal person. When I tell you most people can't do this, it's not possible. I mean that. It's not a challenge. It's not me being pessimistic. It's not possible. You're just going to quit your job to work out, and how are you going to pay for all this other stuff you're going to need in order to achieve this? I can only imagine if Jennie saw this, how upsetting this would be for her. I cannot believe that TikTok let this video go so far and reach so many people. I wonder how many girls looked at that video and was like, my stomach is not paper flat because I have organs. I'm a laughing stock as well, because the audio that was played during the video was a guy laughing at Jennie. So this is not something that is good. This also implies that Jennie was in charge of the photo and how she looked. She wasn't, and she probably didn't even know. And she had mentioned in a song before, and the lyrics were, it's easier to judge me than to believe, and she is talking about instances like this. It's easier to sit there and believe that she is heavily perpetuating an unhealthy beauty standard, but she is not doing that. She is just doing her job, and I doubt she's going in the Photoshop room like, change this and this and this. I believe she thinks she is perfect, and she is. And there's plenty of photos, and we see her in videos on Instagram or YouTube where she looks flawless and exactly what we think of her. I don't think she's pregnant, and definitely not pregnant with G-Dragon. I think that would be hard to hide. And I think G-Dragon, given his personality, would shout it from the rooftops if he was going to have a child. I honestly don't know where this Jennie video even originally came from, and this is why if you ever see a celebrity in person and you record them, well, first, don't do that without their permission. But if you do, then keep it to yourself and don't post it. You never know what it's going to be used for, or if it will be used against the celebrity. Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link below. I think it says a lovely comment right here. Love you, bye.